Have you ever noticed how a simple neckline can completely change the way your bob haircut looks? After 60, many women love the bob because it's elegant, easy to manage, and frames the face beautifully. But here's the truth. The wrong neckline can instantly undo all that effort. Instead of looking polished, your hair may feel heavy, your face can appear tired, and your natural elegance gets lost. Why does this happen? Science actually has an answer. Research on visual framing shows that the lines closest to your face, like the collar of your blouse, act as a frame for how others perceive you. Psychologists also talk about enclosed cognition, the idea that what you wear doesn't just change how people see you, it changes how you feel about yourself. That's why a neckline that harmonizes with your bob doesn't just flatter your look, it boosts your confidence, energy, and presence. And that's exactly what today's video is about. I'm going to show you the best necklines to pair with a bob haircut after 60. Necklines that enhance your face, elongate your neck, and celebrate your timeless beauty without trying to make you look like someone you're not. So, if you want your bob haircut to shine in every outfit, stay with me until the end. And while you're here, make sure to subscribe to Glow After 60, where we celebrate women just like you, confident, radiant, and beautifully unstoppable. You might not have thought about this before, but the neckline you wear is essentially the background for your bob haircut. And after 60, when hair texture changes, the neck loses firmness, and body proportions shift slightly, that background becomes even more important. The right neckline doesn't just support your hairstyle, it brings balance to your entire upper silhouette, your neck, shoulders, and face. Think of it like framing a beautiful painting. You wouldn't choose a distracting frame. You'd pick one that lets the artwork speak for itself. That's what a well-chosen neckline does for your bob. But here's something even more powerful. The neckline you choose can shape how you feel about yourself. Many women, as they age, tend to default to safe styles. High necks, shapeless cuts, or anything that hides. Often, it comes from a fear of judgment. But psychology shows that these choices can unintentionally make us shrink our presence, as if we're trying to disappear. The truth is, when you choose a neckline that lets your bob shine, you're doing more than styling your outfit. You're sending a message. I'm still here. I'm still vibrant. And I still matter. It's no longer just fashion. It becomes a personal affirmation. That's why in the next section, I'll walk you through the most flattering necklines to wear with a bob after 60, not just to look good, but to feel beautifully grounded in who you are today, not overdone, not trying too hard, just right, and just for you. There's something I've learned in my 60s that I wish I had known earlier. Looking great isn't just about having the right haircut or the right clothes. Sometimes the magic happens in the tiny details, like the shape of your neckline. I remember the first time I noticed it. I had just had my bob trimmed, sleek, fresh, and exactly how I wanted it. But when I put on my favorite turtleneck sweater, something felt off. My face looked heavier, my hair seemed flat, and I didn't feel like myself. But then I changed into a blouse with a soft V-neck, and suddenly everything lifted. My look, my mood, my confidence. That's when I realized your neckline frames your haircut and your presence. When chosen with care, it can elevate not only your style, but how you feel in your skin. So let's explore some of the most flattering neckline styles for women over 60 with a bob haircut. Styles that aren't just fashionable, but help you feel visible, vibrant, and fully you. Style 1. The V-neck. When you want to feel light and lifted. Some days your neckline just needs a little space to breathe. The V-neck is perfect for that. Its gentle downward shape draws the eye vertically, helping to elongate your neck, slim your face, and create harmony with the clean lines of a bob. When I wear a V-neck, I instantly feel more open, like I'm walking taller without trying. It doesn't demand attention, but it gives your presence a quiet power. Pair it with a delicate necklace or nothing at all. Let the shape do the work. Why it matters? Psychologists call it visual lengthening, a trick our brains love because it creates balance. But to me, it's simpler than that. It just makes me feel more me. Style 2. The boat neck. Grace in every line. The boat neck is one of those styles that whispers rather than shouts. It sits gently across the collarbone, revealing just enough shoulder to soften your look without bearing too much. If your bob is chin length or softly curved, this neckline can bring out the natural movement of your hair, making your face look brighter and more defined. And if you're someone who prefers to keep the neck slightly covered without looking closed off, this is a dream. When I wear a boat neck, I feel graceful, even if I'm just wearing jeans. Style tip: skip the necklace, opt for simple earrings, and let the neckline frame your expression. Style 3. The scoop neck, for days you want to exhale. I love scoop necks on days when I want to feel soft, approachable, and completely at ease. There's something about the round openness that feels like a deep breath. It relaxes the upper body and adds lightness to the look. A scoop neck works especially well with layered or softly textured bobs, as it opens up space around your neck and collarbone, allowing your hair to float rather than flatten. It's also a go-to if you have fuller curves or a round face. The balance it creates is both flattering and freeing. What it signals: emotional openness. This neckline says, I'm here and I'm comfortable in my skin. Style 4. The open collar shirt. Smart, effortless, and perfectly bob-friendly. There's something about an open collar shirt that makes me feel instantly put together, without any fuss. It mirrors the shape of a soft V, but with structure. The collar adds just enough sharpness to balance the soft curves of a bob, especially if your haircut has volume or texture. This is the neckline I reach for when I want to feel both relaxed and polished. It's perfect for casual days that might turn into something more: a coffee with a friend, a spontaneous outing, a last-minute Zoom call. And if your hair is silver or white, a crisp white shirt becomes a canvas that lets it shine. The feeling it brings: quiet authority. It tells the world, I've lived, I've learned, and I know what works for me. Style 5. The square neck, framing your strength and style. The square neck has a boldness to it, but not in a loud way. With its clean lines and defined shape, it frames the collarbone and upper chest like a beautiful portrait frame. It's especially flattering for blunt or softly waved bobs, because the structure of the neckline complements the clean cut of the hair. I don't wear this every day, but on the days I do, I feel grounded. It's a shape that says, I know who I am, without ever needing to say a word. Styling suggestion: keep jewelry minimal or go without. The neckline is the statement. Psychology in action. This is style as self-definition. You're not trying to impress. You're simply expressing. Style 6. The U-neck. Subtle, soft, and undeniably feminine. The U-neck is like the scoop neck's quieter sister. It dips just enough to create a gentle curve without being too revealing. And it's one of the most forgiving and flattering necklines for mature faces. If your bob frames your cheeks or hugs your jawline, the U-neck adds softness where it matters most, right around the face. I turn to this style when I want something easy, feminine, and low effort that still looks completely pulled together. Why it works? It's understated, but never invisible. Just like you. Style 7. The mock neck. For cool days and warm confidence. When the air turns cooler and you want a bit of coziness without covering too much, the mock neck is a beautiful middle ground. It doesn't rise as high as a turtleneck, so it leaves room for your bob to shine. And unlike chunky collars that swallow the neck, a mock neck gives a soft, tailored look that's both comfortable and elegant. There's a subtle strength in this neckline. It wraps you up, but it also lifts you up. When I wear one, I feel calm, like I'm standing in my truth. No need to overdo anything, just grace. Just presence. A gentle nudge toward what's next. As you can see, the right neckline isn't just about style. It's about how you feel in your style. And while these 7 necklines are all beautifully compatible with a bob, there are also some common mistakes that can quietly drag your look down, or worse, make you feel like you've disappeared. In the next part of this video, I'll walk you through the neckline styles you may want to avoid after 60. Not to limit your choices, but to help you wear what truly honors who you are now. After years of trying, experimenting, and even a few fashion regrets, I've come to understand that style after 60 is more about subtraction than addition. It's not about piling on more, it's about removing what no longer serves you. So while we've talked about necklines that flatter, empower, and elevate your bob, it's just as important to be aware of the styles that might work against you. Here are a few common neckline mistakes I've seen and made, not to shame, but to gently guide you back to what feels and looks right. Mistakes. 1. The heavy turtleneck when coverage overwhelms connection. I used to love turtlenecks. Cozy, secure, elegant, or so I thought. But over time, I noticed something. The higher and thicker the collar, the less I felt like me. My bob would flatten, my neck would disappear, and my face, a little lost. Thick turtlenecks tend to shorten the neck visually and create bulk around the chin, exactly where most women over 60 want softness and lift. And with a bob, the result can feel heavy and closed off. A better choice, try a mock neck or a cowl with structure, something that hugs softly without swallowing your neckline or hair. Mistakes. 2. Tiny closed crew necks. When restriction replaces radiance. Crew necks can be lovely if they give you room to breathe. But the kind that sits high and tight, it draws all the attention to the lower half of your face, sometimes exaggerating jowls or a fuller jawline, especially when paired with a bob that ends around the chin. It's not about body judgment. It's about visual flow. A tight neckline can break that flow and leave everything feeling boxed in. Try this instead. Go for a scoop or soft U-neck. They give your hair space to shine and your face space to relax. Mistakes. 3. Overly frilly or fussy necklines when fabric competes with your hair. I'll be honest, I used to love ruffles, the drama, the flair, the femininity. But when I cut my hair into a bob, I realized something. Too much detail around the neck competes with the haircut. Instead of balance, it becomes a battle. Curls versus collars, bob versus bows. And more often than not, all that extra fabric draws attention away from your face and toward your chest, which may not be what you want. Better approach. Choose one focal point, either the neckline or the haircut. If your bob is structured and clean, let it be the star. Keep the neckline minimal and graceful. Mistakes. 4. Necklines that don't match your energy anymore. This one is less about the style and more about the feeling. You know that top you used to love? The one with the edgy cutout neckline or dramatic embellishments? You try it on now and something feels off. It's not the fabric or the fit. It's the energy. As we age, our style evolves with our self-awareness. Some necklines no longer reflect the calm, grounded, radiant version of ourselves we've become. And that's okay. The invitation: let go of what feels forced. Choose necklines that mirror the woman you are now. Wise, vibrant, unapologetically yourself, soft landing to what comes next. The truth is, most mistakes aren't really wrong. They're just outdated reflections of who we used to be. And when we learn to dress in alignment with our current energy, in necklines that honor our haircut, our skin, our shape, and our presence, we don't just look better. We feel at home in ourselves. Let's wrap this up together in the final section with a loving reminder of everything we've explored and how style can be a quiet celebration of the woman you've grown into. If this video helped you see your bob haircut in a new light, don't forget to subscribe to Glow After 60, where we celebrate timeless beauty, confident style, and the power of being seen. Remember, the right neckline doesn't just frame your haircut, it frames you. And you, my friend, are absolutely worth highlighting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.